Let's go over how to make the transfer portal realistic in college football 25. In real life, the offseason, the transfer portal is the best part of the entire offseason, man. You got National Signing Day. That is really just a day where a bunch of players commit, but all of the major players, the top 4-star, 5-stars, pretty much commit way before then. So National Signing Day is never that entertaining unless your school gets a big flip. The real biggest day of the offseason is going to be your transfer portal. First day it open when you got so many players jumping in, and then also when you finally get players committing to your favorite schools. In a video game, we really don't see that many players entering the portal other than this first season. This first year of the transfer portal is jumping. Year 2 jumping a little bit less. Year 3 is dead. And pretty much there on out, you're not getting top level players entering that portal. So with this method, it'll fix that. We'll go over how to make more players to enter the portal, who you should make to enter the portal, what to look out for, and pretty much cover everything you need to know. If y'all guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the ebook/membership, man. Going crazy on that. Appreciate y'all. We also got an online Dynasty. Let me know if y'all want in. But let's hop into the video. All right, man. So we're in the transfer portal. This is the first year of a dynasty. So we're in pretty much 2024 off season and kind of where we at in real life at this point. But you come here and look at the transfer portal. And like I said, this first year is usually pretty good. It's usually a pretty good transfer portal. And you got some 5-stars in the portal. You got a 5-star quarterback. And you also got a 5-star safety. Caleb Downs into the portal so often. Next year, I feel like they're going to make the portal jumping. Portal is going to be lit every single year. This year is up and down. But you come in here, you got a good amount of 4-stars. Like I said, this first year is pretty good. You got 89 total 4 and 5 stars in the portal. That's pretty good. In real life, you have a lot more in real life, and a lot more players just in the portal in general. The thing I don't like about the transfer portal, a bunch of things, but one of them, you just can't go after anyone. Like, we could only go after the guys interested in us, and here is what, 5 guys? In real life, you know, it's not like that. It's not like that. You could at least talk to more players and at least have a chance at more players here in this transfer portal. But we do have a couple quarterbacks in the portal. Couple top quarterbacks. Dylan Raiola transfer. He enters the portal pretty often. Former 5-star from Nebraska. You also got Coastal Carolina Ethan, starting quarterback, entering the portal. You got Sam Levitt in the portal. So you got some guys, Aiden Childs in the portal once again. But say we want more quarterbacks in the portal. We want more quarterbacks to make it more interesting. You see a lot of quarterbacks entering this portal, 4-stars. You see a lot in real life. Nico, Carson Beck, you know, Caden Salters, a lot of these guys. Let's say we want more. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come over here to retire, actually, and we're going to create a new character. Yes, we're not just going to retire. We're going to create a new character. Then we're going to come over here to whatever team we want, man. You probably want to look at the roster to see, get an idea of what players you want to enter the transfer portal. But we know Liberty's starting quarterback, Caden Salters, entered the portal in real life as an 89 overall in the game. But in real life, he entered the transfer portal and he went to Colorado. So we're going to click on their team. We're going to go to their current head coach. And we're going to, yes, sign that contract. And when you load in, you get this encourage the transfer screen. And you come over here and guess what? You could force Caden to enter the portal as a 91 overall. Encourage him to transfer, man. But what you really could do is you could go position by position, and you got guys like this. He's a senior backup running back. Guess what? In real life, he might hop into the portal. You know, he probably will not want to be a senior next season, you know, behind a guy that's a 91 overall and he's a backup and they're both seniors. You know, he has no opportunity to really start. As an 80 overall, will he really have a chance to start somewhere? Probably not. But you could do it. You could force him to enter the portal. And you could really go through, I say suggest going through with the top rosters. And let me show y'all. So teams like Notre Dame, Georgia, Alabama, your Ohio States, your premium rosters, they usually have a lot of players entering the transfer portal. It'll be former 4-stars, 5-stars, hop into the portal for one reason or another. Like right here, you got 2 quarterbacks, both pretty good players. 76 overall as a freshman. He's a 4-star quarterback. And let's look at the other guy. He's a 75 overall. He's also a 4-star quarterback. This is a situation where, hey man, force one of them to enter the portal. You know, obviously their overall is not super high, but You know, it's just not much room. They both can never start. It can never be two starting quarterbacks. They're similar overall, both 4 stars. Another situation here, man. You got 3 running backs, all 80s to 90s. You could force one of them guys to enter the portal if you would like, man. And just check the premium rosters. You'll see some guys that's seniors that stuck behind a sophomore. That's just a higher overall. You could force them guys to enter the portal, and it'll spice up your portal class. Or if you want to get crazy, you could get insane. You could get insane, man. I done a rebuild where I just forced nothing but top players to enter the portal every single year, and it was fun. It was entertaining, but this is a perfect situation. Xavier Watts, he's probably going to go on to the NFL. Even if we didn't want him to go to the NFL, we could force him to enter the portal, and you could keep guys around for additional seasons. You could have Travis Hunter not go to the NFL, stay in the portal. You could have Shedeur Sanders stay in college football. You could literally have guys stay in college football there for 5-10 years. It's a glitch, I suppose. It's not supposed to be in the game, but you can 100% do it. So we're going to come over here to retire once again, create a new character, and let's go ahead and force Carson Beck to enter that portal as well, because in real life, he hopped in that portal. So come over here to Georgia. They probably going to be a 5-star. Yep, they're a 5-star school. Come over here to Kirby Smart, who is black in this in this universe. But come over here. Then all we're going to do, encourage the transfer. And now all we got to do is go to our quarterback, Carson Beck, 90 overall, force him to transfer. Guess who else entered the transfer portal? Jaden Rashada. I believe he committed to, what is it, Sacramento State, something like that. I believe he committed to Sacramento State. But another 79 overall. I believe he's going to be, a 4-star, borderline 5-star quarterback. He transferred in real life. We could force him to transfer as well, man. The only unfortunate part, they do not go through that off-season progression for some reason. It's amazing to me that it never got fixed. Like, how did that never get fixed? That's absolutely insane to me, man. But just one thing to keep in mind, when it say they're a senior, that means like they're about to go on to the NFL or they're about to go ahead and graduate at this point. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to force a guy like this who is a redshirt senior to enter the transfer portal, it's pretty much glitching it when it comes to like he's out of eligibility. He should not have any more football left to play, but you could force him to enter the transfer portal. He'll sign somewhere else even though he's out of years of eligibility. The game just does not recognize that. But juniors is guys that's like actually juniors this year, and then next season they'll enter their senior season. So just keep that in mind. So like a situation like this, we have this star left guard. He's a 92 overall. You have another junior who is also a very good player, 86 overall, could be a starter on a lot of rosters. Force this guy to enter the portal, man. Like he's not gonna stick around to be the backup, man. He's just not gonna do that. Yes, he probably could start at another position here, maybe at right guard, but you can just force him to enter the portal because in real life, that's what these guys are doing. Mikael Williams here, I was about to say you could force the transfer, the second string to transfer, but in real life, Williams goes on to get drafted. But you could go through, especially with these top rosters, and you could find a lot of players to spice up your portal. And it might seem like it take that long. It really don't. It really do not take that long. This guy you can force to enter the portal. He's a senior. So if you do make him enter the transfer portal, he's essentially going to have another year eligibility, even in a situation where he should not. So you go through, find a lot of guys, man. Some of these freshmen. Oh, damn, they got so many freshmen on this roster. But you can find a lot of guys to force into the portal. And we'll show you guys once again, come over here to retire. And like I said, it really just don't take that long. It's really just like a 10-15 second process. Just find the next team you want to do. I want to do USC, man. We had Zachariah Branch enter the portal also. I believe Deuce Robinson is the other receiver at UCLA that entered the transfer portal. You see the process is super quick. So you could do a lot of teams here in a very short period of time, man. So we're going to come over here to Zachariah Branch, who entered the transfer portal in real life. He went to Georgia, so encourage him to transfer as well. And then also, Deuce entered the portal as well. He's only at 81 overall, but we'll encourage him to enter the portal as well. Then you also got a star defensive tackle, Bear Alexander, enter the transfer portal. We could force him to enter as well in the video game. He's an 89 overall transfer. That's going to be another very good player. And you could just spice up your entire portal class. Now, how does it look from like when you actually go to the transfer portal? Come over here to transfer portal, come over here to this, and you're able to see now you'll have Zachariah Branch one of the top players in the transfer portal here, man. He's interested in us. It is the possibility he'll come back to our school. In real life, he went to Georgia. Georgia's not on his top 5. That's my issue with the transfer portal, man. Even if you're a 4 or 5-star school, it's times where you'll have no 4 or 5-star transfers interested in you at all. It's so heavily dependent on location. They usually want to go to schools from like the state that they from, and that makes sense. But some players enter the transfer portal because they want a bigger opportunity. You know, they want to get further from home. It's not just all players want to go back to home, even though we kind of see that in the game sometimes. Deuce is also a chance he comes back to USC. But all these guys, if they're pretty much ranking is going to be 0, but they're not, man. They're not obviously ranked number 0. But you'll see here, Salter's in here as a 5-star transfer, man. 5-star transfer, what he should have been in real life. He's interested in going to Ohio State, also TCU. You know, he's from Texas, so he's interested in some schools in that area as well. And it's interesting here, man. You got some guys looking to go to smaller schools, smaller PA schools. Like, that's cool to see. We forced Carson Beck to enter. He's looking at Florida and also like Georgia Tech, which is interesting. He's from Florida. So just understand that, man. You got Jaden Rashada, who is from California, looking at the Cal schools, looking at the schools on the West Coast. So just keep that in mind. Whichever school you're at, you might want to force guys to enter the transfer portal that's in that state that you're from. So, you know, if you're Georgia, you want to look at guys' hometown and make sure you're forcing guys from Georgia. That's if you want to get a guy from another school to come to your program. Just keep that in mind. They usually go to whatever school they're close to. I mean, this transfer portal is actually jumping, man. Like, you got Isaiah Bond in here. You got Matthew McDoom, who is like an 89 overall cornerback also. You got Matthew Golden, a first-round draft pick, entered the portal as well. Like, this portal is actually pretty darn good, man. Like I said, you also seen former 5-star Dylan Raiola in the portal. And like I said, that first year, the transfer portal usually be pretty good, man. And you could continue to go through, force more guys to end. If you feel like there's not enough receivers in the transfer portal, well, guess what? Force more receivers to enter that portal. So we advanced the week. Let's come back over here to the transfer portal. And, I mean, I have auto recruiting on, and Zachariah Branch, we may get him to come back. But Deuce looks like he's going to Texas. All I did was sim a week. Let's look at some of these other guys, see where they're thinking about going. Caden Salters is thinking about going to Ohio State. Okay, interesting, man. Carson Beck looks like he's going to go to Florida or he's going to go back to Georgia. And you do see that in real life. You do see guys enter the portal and then end up going back to the school that they originally started at. So that's not the craziest thing in the world. You got Jaden Rashada looking to go to a smaller school. That's exactly what he did in real life. He went to Sacramento State, I believe. And he's here looking to go to Hawaii, which is interesting. Be the starting quarterback at Hawaii as well. You got some other guys. And some guys won't get recruited as well. Like, he's a senior, and sometimes this will happen. Some seniors won't end up going anywhere, and they'll just go on to the NFL. It makes sense. They're a senior. But some seniors will stay in college football, like this guy right here. He's a senior. You see the class. But he's going to go to South Carolina, and he's going to be on their roster next year. You got Bear Alexander about to go to LSU, man. They could use some D-tackle help. But even if you advance the first transfer portal window and like, damn, I want more guys to enter. Well, guess what? You could have more guys enter from this point, man. Let's go to Alabama. Let's go to Bama and force some guys to enter the portal off this Alabama roster. They just won the national championship. So let's go mess him up, man. Let's go mess him up. Go over here to quarterback, Jalen Milroe. You still here? Nope. He went on to the NFL, so we can't force him to enter the portal. We have some running backs here. We could force Young to enter the portal. Why not? Do it make sense? Maybe not, but we could do it. So let's add to the madness, man. You got a couple good receivers here. In real life, one of these guys might enter the portal. Whoever's not starting, that fourth receiver out, might jump in that portal. We could force them to enter as well. And you can kind of go through, force some guys to enter. Caden Proctor, who entered the transfer portal a couple times. Get back in that portal, my guy. Get back in that portal. Go back to Iowa. But no, you got a guy like this, 79 overall. Is that game changing? No. But for smaller schools, he may actually be a starter. So we force that guy to enter as well. And stuff like this happens all the time, every single year. Guys enter the portal either for the NIL bag or just for an opportunity to start. Like a guy like this, he's a 77 overall junior, and you got freshmen starting ahead of you into the transfer portal. You know, at least go to a smaller school, maybe a group of 4, group of 5 school, and find you a starting spot rather than just sitting on the bench. Another guy's here, Jones, 80 overall. That's a starter on Hawaii. That's a starter on Rice. That's the starter on Temple University. You know, obviously you want to be out at Alabama, but you got to fit in where you can, man. Force this guy to enter the portal also. 75 overall, enter that portal. So however you want to do it, it's up to you. It's just a way to spice things up a little bit, man. I like this feature. I like that they ain't patched this, man. To me, it's absolutely diabolical that they never patched when you advance to the training results after the transfer portal. Those transfers you bring in, it's insane to me that those guys never even develop. Like, they don't get no training boosts. Like, for me, I thought it was a glitch, thought they was going to fix it, but the fact that they did not fix it, I mean, the only other explanation is they want that to be in the game. It's like, it's almost a penalty for entering the transfer portal, man. And I don't get it. I have no idea how these guys don't go through training results and they just stay the same overall. It's handicapping transfers. But it is what it is, man. We're still going to find a way to have fun, and this is how you do it. We're going to advance. Before we end the video, we're going to advance because I just want to show y'all that these guys will end up signing somewhere, and they will end up being on a roster for the next season. Come over here to National Signing Day, and let's look at the transfers and look at the 0 star. That's the easy way to tell who you forced in the portal. Just look at the 0 stars once again. And we forced a bunch of Alabama guys, and pretty much they all signed somewhere. He went to Maryland, where he might actually have a chance to start. This guy, I believe, is like the 77 overall outside linebacker. Went to Florida State. Probably won't play. Probably won't be good enough to start at Florida State either. But you have Caden Proctor going to Ohio State. You have Kendricks going to LSU. Like, you got guys actually going to other top programs, actually finding homes. Deuce went to Texas. You got Zachariah Branch going back to the school he started off with. That happens. It happens. It happens in real life. Nothing wrong with that, man. Went back to his school, but a lot of these other guys will go to other programs. Jaden Rashada ended up going to Hawaii. And like I said, that's kind of what happened in real life. You got this guy. He's a junior. He ended up not signing anywhere. That also happens in real life. Some of these guys hop in the portal and never find a home. You got Bear Alexander going to Texas. I mean, Texas brought in a pretty good class. So did Ohio State, as they brought in Caden Salters, and they also brought in the left tackle, Caden Proctor, as well. So that's cool to see. You got Carson Beck going back to Georgia. He didn't find his NIL bag. You got Isaiah Bond going to Georgia as well, man. Okay, Matthew Golden going to SMU instead of going to the NFL. So you just get to see, like, this stuff actually happens. And let's advance to the next year just so you able to confirm that these guys actually go to their next roster. Like, this guy, he's a senior. He should not be in college no more. He's out of eligibility. But no, he's right here on Liberty roster as another redshirt senior. This is 6 year football. He's done. He's out of eligibility. He's still here as an 85 overall. And like I said, you could keep this guy around forever. If you want him to force him in the transfer portal every year, you could do it. If you want Travis Hunter-Shedeur to be in your league forever, you could do it. They just would be switching teams every single year, man. Jaden now the starting quarterback over here, and this makes perfect sense for him, man. Him going to Georgia, to me, didn't really make sense. But being on maybe a Hawaii roster where you're going to be the starting quarterback day one, one of the best players on the field, makes perfect sense. You got Carson Beck back on Georgia as well. So you got stuff actually happening here. Cool to see. Dylan Raiola also went to... Oh, man. See, this is also the issue with the transfer portal. This should never happen. This should never happen. You went from being the starting quarterback at Nebraska to transferring to Georgia to be the third string. Does not make any sense. Makes no sense. It's frustrating, actually. And part of the reason is, like, they don't develop when they transfer, and that's, you know, holding his overall back. Not saying he would be higher than 90 overall, but he would at least probably be the backup quarterback if he actually developed in the offseason like he was supposed to. But it is what it is, man. The game is flawed. It's never going to be perfect. But next year, I think the transfer portal is going to be absolutely jumping. I think they find a way to fix it and make it how it is supposed to be in real life. But this is a method to make it more realistic. If y'all enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If y'all want more, check out the ebook/membership 32 user online Dynasty as well. Click the video on the screen now. I built the all transfer team using NIL to see if we could go win a national championship. Check it out.